Hello, it's Ruby. It's currently 7:30 and I've just gone through and annotated this article. I'm now really hungry. I'm gonna go and get some breakfast. It's also such a beautiful morning. Look at all the light dappling. I love simple food descriptions like this. Iris usually lunched at the Lions in Eastcheap, soup and a bread roll and a cup of tea for 7p. The night aspect of the city was coming on fast, shade into shadow, shadow into pools of blackness, as if a flood of ink was swirling through the streets, rising and rising, the buildings losing their details, and with them the look of human making, becoming instead canyon walls, thick black blocks of forest, through which wound narrow paths. London no longer, the nightwood in which it was natural to be hunted. I just read another 50 pages, so I'm on page 103. And at first I really wasn't enjoying this actually. I started it last night and the first 50 pages I didn't love at all, and I was thinking, oh no, I'm not going to enjoy this. But the 50 pages I just read were excellent, and I think it just needed some warming up to get into the story. There was also a scene near the beginning, quite an explicit scene that I didn't like, and so I think that was kind of clouding my perspective. But the writing is so vivid, and it's set in 1939, I think, like just at the outbreak of the Second World War, and the setting is so atmospheric, set in London, and you can kind of palpably feel the tension and the dramatic irony of what's going to happen within London. None Such by Frances Buffett. Anyway, I'm going to go inside. It's getting really, really hot, and I'm going to type up the annotations that I made. I'm going to maybe spend an hour doing this. I would love to get this done today because I've been procrastinating it for months. It's a breakfast. Is it breakfast?
Gravy salsa.
Gravy salsa, ew. Yum, 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 yum. You're so cute. I got to annotating some more of the article. Now, this is an essay that I wrote when I was at Oxford that I'm adapting into an article. I've been planning to do this since leaving Oxford, so it's been a really long time. At this point, I do have the structure done, but I wanted to rework the introduction and the conclusion and then just make a note of any sentences which needed changing, or maybe anything I just wanted to add another citation to. It's now nearly 10. I can't believe it's already nearly 10. And I just thought I'd done a lot more than I did. There were also like 2 other small edits that I needed to make. They're small, but they're still time consuming. And I thought I'd done all of that, and then it was only looking at the list that I just realised I actually haven't. I'm going to tick that off. That's all I'm going to do on this article for today. Like, this is something I've been procrastinating for ages, and as soon as I actually sit down and do it, it's really fun and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm getting carried away and I could sit and do it all day. I'm not going to because there is something I actually need to do today, and this doesn't really have a time limit per se. So I'm going to get started on that other task, and we will come back and do this another time. It's also getting so hot. I wonder how warm it is already. It's going to go up to 30 degrees today. It was 32 yesterday. It's already boiling. It's only 26 degrees. How on earth is only 26? Obviously 26 is really hot, but the fact it's going to go up to 30 at 1. But that's why you have to wake up early when it's hot like this. So I'm not sure if you can see this. This is my brick timer. It tells me how long my social media has been bricked for. For reference, this is a brick. You basically tap this with your phone. I've set it so it will block Instagram and TikTok, and it's a really great thing to do in the evening because I don't like to go on social media in the morning. And sometimes, even though I don't want to, I do end up going on social media if I don't brick my phone. I know it's quite extra, but it's just a way to guarantee that you have a morning which isn't tainted by social media and scrolling, because it is addictive. They're platforms that are designed to be addictive, and like, it's one thing to go on in the evening or the afternoon, I find, but going on social media in the morning, I always find that it really messes up my head for the rest of the day. So it's been bricked, currently on nearly 11 hours. So I'm just going to quickly customise this notebook for my next task. I'm doing the Youth Ambassador Programme with the World Literacy Foundation this year, and I need to do the modules today. There are 6 modules and I am very behind on them. I've still got like a month to get them done, just under a month, but I'm going to try and make some good progress today and maybe get through 2 or 3 of them. But I want a notebook to write down everything that I learn and thoughts, because you get reflective activities every week and you're kind of encouraged to take notes. So just done this, and then I will write on it literacy advocacy or something. This is a programme which is designed for young people aged 16 to 25, and it's a year-long programme which teaches you about the problems within literacy, why literacy is important, and then how to be an advocate and how to do meaningful work in your community, ways to spread awareness, but also ways to be effective with that and tangible things that you can do. I care a lot about literacy, and this has been informative. Some of the statistics too in Module 1 are just shocking. So for example, did you know that there are 739 million adults who can't read or write, which is so much higher than I thought. And the statistic which actually hit me the hardest was how many kids are out of school. I knew it was high, but I didn't realise that it was 1/6 of young people. That's 273 million children out of school. Then I got an email, which might possibly have been the most exciting email of my life. As you can see, I am very much in shock. I've just had a very exciting email. I don't know if I'll say it yet. Does this? I did reply to that email, and then I went back to doing the modules. So here I was typing up some answers to the journal questions. These are just reflections on why you individually think literacy is important, and I just stuck those into my notebook. At the end of each module 2, there is a quiz that you're not actually graded on, but it's just to make sure that you've synthesized, understood, gone through the material. And so I answered the quiz for the first module. So then I moved on to the second module, which was on leadership and youth leadership and the importance of youth leadership. Like, did you know that less than 1% globally of parliamentarians are under 25? Less than 1%. And I did a look into some youth governance in the UK, things like the National Youth Agency and youth boards, which are recommended by the Arts Council, like Youth boards are an amazing way to get young people's voices into policymaking and make sure that they're being heard, because young people's voices are so important. Your voice, if you're watching this and you're a young person, is so important. Finally here I started on the module on advocacy. So one of the tasks was writing some scripts on how you might convey some information that you've learnt about literacy to others. And I thought I would share one of mine with you right now. Did you know that 2/5 of children in schools aren't at the minimum reading level? So if these books here proportionally represent every child in the world, only these ones can actually read. And so of 10 children, only 6 can read at the minimum reading level. And so even when children are in school, and there are quite literally hundreds of millions of children who aren't, the problem of literacy still persists. If you also care about literacy and you're kind of stumped as to how you can help, because I know that I feel like that a lot of the time, where it just feels so overwhelming, look into ways that you can volunteer in your local community, because that's the best impact that any of us as individuals can have. If you're in the UK, you can do the literacy volunteer quiz, which will kind of match you to a good volunteering opportunity. Basically, the idea is not to overwhelm people with information, so to only provide one main statistic and then to provide a very clear call of action as to what you can do. So the quiz on volunteering opportunities is a really easy thing, a really easy call to action. Okay, I've just finished this. I'm going to mark it as complete. I've also done that. And I've also done that. What are the 3 parts of an effective advocacy message? Problem, why it matters, call to action. I'm going to quickly complete this. And here I was making a mind map of ideas for my own advocacy project, because every ambassador will lead a literacy project of their own. I think this is such a cool part of the programme, the fact that they support this, because it puts the ideas into action, of course. These are all my laptop stickers, and I kind of want to add this one. It's a wonder one. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put it here. Or do you think maybe here? Added a sticker from this of Green Gables sticker sheet that I designed. I just had these illustrations lying around, and so I chose to print them. I just thought it'd be fun. I'm not actually planning on selling these on my stationery shop, but I do have some other stickers which are going to be going live on the stationery shop soon. And I also added this beautiful Choose Kind Wonder sticker. This is one of my favourite ever designs and prints. It's from Redbubble and it's just beautiful. Hello, it's quite a lot later. And I'm sorry that I haven't checked in for a while. I just had a water fight with my neighbour's kids. I filled up all these water balloons and got out loads of water guns. It was just very wholesome, very summery, and it's now about 4. I'm going to read some more of my book, maybe another 50 pages. So then here I was just finishing up the 4th module on the Youth Ambassador programme, which means I am completely up to date, which is so great to be able to say. And I was also heading to Brighton the next day to go and see Jade, and I made a plan for this because I just get so stressed about travelling that I need to have such a clear plan. And then I did some research into the humanities. I read these 2 Substack articles, and I also read a few academic articles and took notes. This is something I'm broadly interested in, I know is really important, but I'm doing this research because of the cuts at Exeter University. If you didn't know, Exeter has threatened 500 jobs with 150 to go. It disproportionately affects the humanities, like 85% of these cuts are in the humanities. I care a lot about this. It's actually diabolical, and I'm filming a YouTube video which is outlining like the value of the arts and humanities and what's happening at Exeter, and so this was all kind of research for that. If you're willing, I would also really appreciate you signing the petition because we're trying to put pressure on the university to reconsider this decision, because it's more of an ideological attack on the humanities as opposed to being financially sensible. There's a link to that in the description box, so if you wouldn't mind signing, that would be amazing. Oh, then here there was this beautiful blue tit that was by the window. I don't think you can really see it through the branches, but recently loads of them have been coming to the window, and I always see them when I'm working, which I love. But yes, that brings us to the end of this study day. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you have more than just a productive week.